coming on here, and I know I've made salsa before, but I'm gonna make salsa for those of you that haven't, that are new to my channel. And this is a live stream YouTube channel. I do post on my regular YouTube at In Deb's Kitchen. And let's get started. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have a garden in my backyard. And my garden is kind of getting ready to retire for the summer. And I have eggplant, zucchini. I am still getting tons of tomatoes. So today I wanted to make salsa, but I don't want to bother roasting everything, and I want to make a simple salsa. And if you're having a party and your guests arrive unexpectedly and you want to make a quick snack or something to go with your dinner, make this blender salsa. You can do it in 5 minutes and it's going to be delicious. So I'm using my blender, my tomatoes, and I'm just going to get a knife because my tomatoes are homegrown. So there's little blemishes. They split because I don't know why. I think they said sometimes you get too much water, and these tomato bushes are right by my sprinklers. So if they get too much water, they split. But I am starting off with 5, they say use 6 tomatoes, Roma tomatoes from the store, or any tomato really that you have. If you have garden tomatoes, use those. So actually I'm going to use this little one because I'm trying to use my ripest ones first because I have a bunch still coming in. And I am trying to think of all kinds of things I can do with tomatoes. So you might see me here posting tomato things. So let's get our 6 tomatoes, 6 large tomatoes. Cut them in quarters to make it easier. You won't have to do so much blending. If you try to throw big pieces in, you're going to have to blend more. And we don't want to have to blend to smithereens because we want texture in there. So these are simple ingredients. We're just going to put in our tomato, and I'm just going to use these big ones here. And I don't want to make a whole lot. I'm just, like I said, if you have company and you want to, or you're having people over and you're watching a game and you just want to throw some salsa together, this is the easiest way. So here I have 6 medium-sized or Roma, I would say Roma tomatoes. I'm using garden, but use about 6. We throw them all in the blender. Going in. And then I have a half of a white onion, and that's medium size. And I'm just going to cut it up into a few chunks to make it easier to break down in your blender because we're trying to do the least work possible. So, okay, we have that. Half of an onion. Now we're going to take a whole bunch of cilantro, throw it in there. Add pepper, salt, and you can add more after you're done. Now we're going to use 2 jalapenos. It says to add 1 jalapeno on some recipes for this amount, but these are my garden and they're not as hot as the other ones, but you can always add more. I always tell people, be cautionary at first because you can always add more, but what? You can't take it out once it's in there. Not in salsa anyway. So there we go. All our ingredients are in. I'm going to throw some lime juice in there, and then we're ready to rumble. And if you don't have lime, lemon's just as good. So let's squeeze some of this lime. And you want to be careful not to pulse it furiously. So here we go. Oh, I fear. Mother dear, I unplugged my blender. So I'm going to have to plug it back in. And so we're going to give it a quick blend and check it out. Okay. So we're going to put some in here. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to put it in here. And I know the color is fresh tomato, so I'm going to add a little tomato sauce. Or you could even add tomato puree if you like. No, you just wait. Okay, so I'm putting a can of tomato sauce. And that's going to give it color, more color. And then all you have to do now is I'm going to, this is optional, but I want to add some more green onion in here. So I have this green onion here and I'm just going to dice it. For a little more texture. And of course, the ends, the white ends. Let me take it off. This rubber band would help. Get those off. And this is for a chunkier salsa. But I put the other onion in there to blend in, have that flavor. And you could customize it. You can do it any way you like. You do you. Like I can put some more. I knew someone who made a delicious salsa, and towards the end she would throw in diced avocado, fresh. It was so good. And then we get the rest of the cilantro because I already blended it, but I want some chunks in there too. And you put that in. I'm going to put about a teaspoon, I would say. Of Mexican oregano. You don't have to, but I am. And I don't really like a lot of cumin, but I'm going to put a dash. Just a dash. If you like a lot of cumin forward, then go ahead. Okay. So now let's try it out and see what it needs. At this point, you start trying your salsa and see what it needs. Okay. It's very fresh. Tastes very delicious. I'm going to put needs a little salt, so I'm going to put this garlic salt in. I add my Lori's garlic salt to everything. And you add as much as you like. And it is not super hot. So I am going to actually add another jalapeno, but I'm going to dice it. For that extra crunch. And spice. Because after all, it's salsa. And in a restaurant, it would be fine just as it is. But in Deb's kitchen, we like it a little spicier. And that's why I said just start off with 2. And if you think you need more, add more. What it is, kids that like salsa will eat it. And then if you want to amp it up, like my son and his wife live with me, and a young man, they like it a little more spicy, as do my other children. And spice, it will last a while, especially if you have some lime in there. I'm actually going to get a little more of the green stalks. That's where a lot of the flavor is. But this is a fresh salsa. And as you see, I'm improvising as I go along. I'm saying, well, I think I'll add this. I think I'll add that. And that's what you do. You don't have to roast anything. Your salsa is ready to go. Now all I have to do is my pepper. Get a little dish that you want to serve it in. And pour it in. And if you like it darker, you can put some puree in there. It's up to you. I do it all different ways. But this is the easy blender salsa that you can just do anytime. It's ready to eat now. I could sit and eat a whole bag of chips. Hi Alicia, I'm making blender salsa. Hi Deb, Arizona Deb. Welcome to In Deb's Kitchen. If you haven't already, gone to my YouTube channel, In Deb's Kitchen. Take a look at all the things I make there and give it a like, subscribe, share, send me some comments. Things you like to see me make. But here we did not have to. We're making blender salsa. If you're having a barbecue, last minute barbecue, grilling up the carne asada, and it's a last minute deal, like what I do a lot. We'll be at church and talking, and we'll tell my friend, why don't you guys all come over? Why don't we have a barbecue? Or my family. Yeah, you bring the meat, you this, that. And it's on. Make your own salsa. Don't go buy the store-bought stuff. You can make it in your blender or food processor. I use the food processor also, but not everybody has one. Most of you have a blender. all I suggest is that you pulse it. Don't blend it to smithereens. And then some people don't like say it looks too light because it's fresh. It's fresh tomatoes. You can add, if you want it darker or if you want a more quantity, you can actually add a can of crushed tomatoes to this. In this big jar here. When I'm having a big party, I do that. I get this and I dump in, after I've done this, I get the crushed tomato, and actually, maybe I'll do that so you can see. Then I'll have to give away the salsa because I'll have it come in on communion. Let me see if I have crushed tomato. Usually I do, but I have tomato puree, that'll work. When I'm making salsa for my church, this is what I do. I make it half fresh, but I roast my vegetables. And then I make it half, I roast all the ingredients and I put them in the blender just like you saw me do. And then I just add tomato puree. And I'm not going to do that because I told you I was making fresh. This is fresh. So there you go. In Deb's Kitchen, fresh salsa in 5 minutes or less, depending on you. So have a blessed day. And like I said, go to my YouTube, check it out, like, subscribe. I also have a Facebook group called In Deb's Kitchen. And that is where my test kitchen, where you will see me live on any given day, at any given moment, cooking. And you'll have to, it's like if you came, walked in my kitchen and visited, so it's not prepared. Things are just going with the flow. So if you're the type of person who likes to learn by just being in the kitchen watching, check out my Facebook, In Deb's Kitchen, and have a blessed day. Now you saw I was babysitting today. My little granddaughter came and told me she needs a diaper change. So, with that being said, I don't know why I even added that. Have a wonderful day. You've been in Deb's Kitchen, where everything is simple, budget-friendly, delicious, healthy. Sometimes I'm trying to cook healthier nowadays. So, just have a blessed day. Bye-bye.